You are listening to the Disney Dream Girls, an unofficial Disney Theme Parks podcast, and this is show number 390 for some time either in December or January 2021 or 2022.
Where dreams begin.
Hello and welcome to this week's Disney Dream Girls. My name is Michelle Young, and together with my jolly good chum Jayne Phipps, we are your guides to the place where dreams begin. Hey up, Phipsy.
Hello there, my dear. Now, do I say Happy Christmas, Happy New Year, or just hello?
Well, do you know how things are going at the moment? I could be saying Happy Epiphany to you, babes. I've no idea when this show's going to get out.
Oh, we're at that wonderful time of year, aren't we, between Christmas and New Year, where we don't know what day it is, what time it is, what date it is, or wherever we happen to be, which is a nice feeling because it means we're disconnected and we're not on that rat race, isn't it? So we're a little bit more chilled.
I wouldn't mind. I arranged to record with a listener about a recent trip report. So we'd set the date, and I got a message about 5:15. I guess we're not recording today? And I'm like, no, that's tomorrow. Oh. I'd got my days complete. I'd lost a day. A day had been eaten. So if anybody's found my missing day, please let me know.
So put it in an envelope and send it to Michelle, please.
So we gathered yesterday, which was the 28th, as of recording, but it could be yesterday at any time at this moment, because, as I say, it depends on whether I get the show edited. And the plan was yesterday, when we met in person for a Christmas gathering, was to record. That got kiboshed quite quickly. Thank you, parent. No more said about that subject. But yeah, so we thought, well, we'll do it via Skype. We'll go old school instead of doing it next to each other.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, the first thing we'd like to sort of talk about is how Disney has been your Christmas.
Disney and Christmas are, in my household, synonymous together. You cannot have one without the other.
Absolutely. I'm guessing for Ethan's birthday you had some pancakes or waffles in the shape of a certain mouse.
We did. It's kind of a bit full on because Ethan, bless his little cotton socks, well, not so little anymore.
No, 8'2" of him.
Yeah, 6'3", size 13 shoes. He was born on Christmas Eve. So yes, we have Mickey waffles for his birthday on Christmas Eve, and then we do sufficient so that the batter goes over a couple of days. So then we have Mickey waffles on Christmas morning as well, and I even had a few left over for Boxing Day. So that's the UK, that's the 26th of December. So yeah, Mickey waffles galore. And then Ethan also bought Molly, his sister, a Mickey waffle maker from that good old Primani shop.
Aww.
For Christmas. So now that she lives away from home, she can also make her own giant Mickey waffle, should she ever feel the need to, which I'm sure knowing Molly will be quite regular.
Yeah, every meal will be a waffle type meal.
Yes, although I think my challenge for the new year, actually, because we don't use Mickey Waffle Maker that often, and it seems a shame to have it sat in a cupboard and only come out on high days and holidays. But there is a keto version of waffles called chaffles. So I do need to get my chaffle game up a bit and do a bit more research and try a few more, because there's loads of different recipes out there, savoury and sweet ones. So I think I need to get my chaffle game working better this coming year.
Well, when I was headstrong on the old keto, my chaffle game was pretty strong, and now I have a waffle maker in the shape of said mouse. I will need to up my game again as my keto commences once again in January. So, well, it sounds good. Did you get anything nice and Disney-ish off your loved and beloved?
I did. I had a new little ornament for my tree from Molly, which is a stitch with little Christmas lights all around and riding a bike.
Oh.
I'm not quite sure why Stitch riding a bike. But anyway, yes, a stitch on a bike. But yes, I had a nice leather jacket with Mickey on it from my darling husband, along with a Loungefly limited edition bright red handbag, and I got a Nightmare Before Christmas big poncho from Ethan. I had a book for about Disney World's 50th. Yeah, lots and lots of Disney things. And then you turned up yesterday, as we're recording this, and bought me a lovely Department 56 Mickey, I don't know what you call them, ornaments, because they're not ornaments either, they're little houses. Yeah, I don't know, collectibles I suppose is a proper term for them. So yes, that's another one to add to my collection. Thank you very, very, very much. It's now sitting pride of place in my little display, which Now means I've got to rearrange my display. But that'll be a task. That'll be a task for the new year, so that's fine.
Yeah, and I've got a smaller Christmas village than yourself. I only have 3 pieces, and there is a 4th on its way, but more about that later on. So it sounds like you had a good Christmas, though.
Yeah, we had a very relaxed Christmas. It was just the 4 of us. So when I say the 4 of us, then I should also include Dan's. That's the 5 of us. She's Molly's boyfriend because she now lives away with him. And then I had my dad around. So we had a very just chilled out sort of day. I did all the the usual big meal and everything, but I tried to be very laid back about it. I'm not as OCD perhaps as I used to be in many years gone by. We just had a nice chilled out day. We exchanged some presents, and then we played Disney board game, as you do, because Ethan bought Molly a drawing game. So you have you have cards and with characters on, and then you, depending on the roll of the dice, you have to draw said characters. It gives some interesting outcomes. That's all I shall say. Because obviously it depends on your drawing ability. Mine is non-existent, and then you only have like a minute to draw this thing. So that can be, and obviously some Disney characters are an awful lot easier than other Disney characters. But apparently, according to Simon, my rendition of Beast was quite good. I only did the silhouette, but from the silhouette, he was able to identify it was the Beast. So I will take that and run with it, because that's probably about as best as it's going to get. I think it was a round where you had to do a mashup. So you had to draw somebody that was playing the game as a Disney character. And I think the one we got was we had to draw everybody. We had to pick somebody around the table, so one of our family members, and draw them as the fairy godmother. I'll leave it there. You can imagine the outcomes of that.
A lot of hilarity and a lot of fun by the sounds of it, gorgeous.
Yeah. But that's what Christmas is about, isn't it? It's chilling out, spending time with the family and having a bit of a giggle.
Sounds like you met that challenge perfectly.
Yeah. What about your good self? I'm assuming you got lots of Disney goodies.
It was incredibly quiet for us this year, and I think the lead up to Christmas for me sort of had a bit of a gloomy side, because over December things had been a bit crazy with having no power and then being away with the cadets.
Of course, yeah.
December just got eaten, and I hadn't really got any Christmas presents. Like up to the day before Christmas Eve, my husband hadn't even got a Christmas present. It was like, I was so not me. Like normally November, everything's wrapped, everything's sorted, cards are sent out, blah, blah, blah. And I don't know whether it was because like last year I had COVID for Christmas, so I didn't really take stock of losing my dad, because last year would have been, really the first big test of that. The year before, my dad had just literally passed away.
Yes.
He has his birthday on the 22nd of December. Well, that year I ran away to California and hid in Disneyland for 10 days. So I didn't really process it. So I think this year it's hit me, because as soon as I finished work, we finished work fairly early, it hit me like a tsunami in the face. And it really put me into a very dark, gloomy place for a few days. And I'm very thankful I've got some amazing friends who were there to listen to me and cheer me up. And a good old shot of B12, because of my low iron levels, helped me perk up a bit in time for the big day. And we had Kieran round and Emily and Joseph, his first Christmas. So we had some nice times, and we watched Nightmare Before Christmas on Christmas Day and Die Hard and things like that. It was wonderful. We also had the very much blessing on Boxing Day to have snowfall. So we woke up with lots of lovely snow all over the grounds up here and got kind of stranded. But yeah, it was really nice. I got some Disney gifts. I got all sorts of bits and pieces. Not a great deal, I will be honest, because I'd said to the husband, look, we've just spent a lot of money on the house. We've just bought double glazing. There's one thing I want, and it's my annual Swarovski crystal star with the date on. So he got me that. But yeah, the kids clubbed together and got me a Jim Shaw Traditions carving type piece
nice.
From Bambi, which was really sweet. And it was just really watching Joseph go bam, 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 sort of slapping on the crinkle of the wrapping paper and not really doing much else. So,
Yeah, it is always peculiar, isn't it, when we have a baby in the family, we decide that we're going to buy said baby presents, and they're not actually at an age where they can appreciate what we've bought them.
No, no, but it was nice, and the kids all
Yeah.
enjoyed themselves, and I'm just sort of getting myself busy and planning, sort of the march into January and the big weight loss campaign to get ready for hopefully what will be a busy summer in Disney. So I went out and bought an exercise bike this morning, which I am determined will not become a clothes horse in my bedroom.
Well, as you know from your little visit to me yesterday, we have a new exercise bike as well. So me and you together, Michelle, will have to encourage each other along and make sure that we're getting in our miles, so to speak.
Yeah, well, the plan is I'm going to start steady and just try and see how long it takes me to do a mile, and then work how much of a distance I'm going to pedal on each day throughout January. But I'm going to set it up in the lounge so I can at least watch some Disney or something encouraging as I sort of sweat and glow, because women glow, don't they?
We glow, yes. A little bit of distraction on the telly. You might be surprised at how far you can go.
Yeah, and I was very fortunate. There's a place near me that is in a big, massive old mill complex, and it's a really world famous mill complex. And they have on the fourth floor no steps, no lift. So I had to go up the stone stairs to the fourth floor. So that was like a workout on its own. And they sell off all sorts of display models and things like that. They buy it all in, and it's like literally this exercise bike. They might have well as given me it away. It was so really cheap. So yeah, bit of a bargain. I like a bargain.
Yeah.
And so I said to Tom, I said, even if I use it 30 times, that's me 30 odd quid back,
Yeah, won't take much at all, will it?
No. So anyway, that's enough of that. So yeah, that's basically been Christmas. I can see from all our lovely friends out there that they've had some wonderful times over Christmas. Vicky Marie has been so gracious and sort of shared every day of her Disney trip with us.
Yeah, lucky person.
Oh, and it's been really great because she's writing in such detail on our family page and sharing pictures about her adventure. At times I sort of have to pinch myself and remind myself I'm in England and not in Florida experiencing it with her, because having been very blessed to have met her, and she took us up to the DVC lounge up there and sort of met the family and everything, I just feel like I'm there with her.
Yeah, she's been brilliant at sharing with us, hasn't she?
Yeah, and it sounds like she's had an absolute whale of a time and been able to purchase all those goodies she really wanted for herself. And that's the secret of going to Disney, really, isn't it?
It's getting the goodies.
Yeah. Anyway, Jane, I gather we've got some history, 2 pieces, a birth and a sad passing away.
Yeah, we're going to concentrate on the 1st of Jan, aren't we? Because,
we hope the show might get out by then.
Well, we covered all odds then, haven't we? Because if we sneak it in before the end of the year, this is looking forward. And if we sneak it in at the beginning of the year, then it's right, isn't it?
Yeah, be right.
And we're going to go to the 1st of January, 1888. That's just a little while ago, isn't it?
Like last week.
Just last week, yeah. Just turn back the clocks a little bit. So a couple of names here for you. Elias Disney and Flora Call were married in, I'm going to say this wrong, aren't I? Akron? Don't know. In Florida. A town in eastern Lake County, apparently. I don't know my geography of America very well. They later moved to Chicago, Illinois in 1890, and then in 1901, Flora will give birth to their 4th son, Walter. Oh, isn't that nice?
The story begins.
I know. So 1888. Wow. That's how long you've got to go back that far to get to the root of all of this madness, haven't you? Really. And then we're going to do a complete 180. We'll go from 1888 to 2021.
Ooh.
And this is a day. It can't be 2021. Yes, 2021. That's right. I'm thinking that's not right. It can't be 2021. We're in 2021 now. But of course, this is like a year ago, isn't it? That threw me out a little bit. And this is Ron Dominguez. Again, apologies for pronunciations. Disney legend and former executive vice president of attractions, passed away at the age of 85. He was known as Mr. Disneyland as he grew up on the property that would eventually become the Anaheim Park. Dominguez was a prime mover in creating the Disney California Adventure theme park, and he retired from the company in 1994 after 39 years of service.
Wow.
Proper Disney legend, that, isn't it?
Absolutely. And there's so much you can research and find out about this man. So I urge people to do so.
Absolutely.
Right, well, I'd like to bring something to the table, moving on from the history, to the railroad, which obviously we all know Walt was a massive fan of his trains.
Absolutely.
Well, they've brought out
railroad
onto Shop Disney USA a Disneyland railroad-inspired dress. Have you had a chance to see this, Jane?
I think I saw it fleetingly the other day.
Yeah.
Please describe it to me.
Okay, so it looks to be like a pinafore style dress, but it doesn't have the traditional bib that goes over the chest. It's quite a high-waisted dress, just under the bust, and then it has the two classic pinafore straps that go over it. It's like a cerulean, really nice blue, and then the blouse part is a really pale duck egg blue, and it's got, like, I'd call them princess sleeves. Really pretty sleeves. It's got a zip on the back, and on the back it's got embroidered Disneyland Railroad, which I thought was a nice little touch on the back of the dress, which not many people would actually see.
Yeah.
The pattern of the dress has got a sort of train front design with the cow catcher in red, and then basically the engine, and then two ears on it, and then what looks to be a little cap on top.
Okay, yeah.
So it's a really nice print, to be quite honest, and it's nice because these little trains are connected by track, and you wouldn't really know it's Disney unless you know Disney. So it's one of those dresses that we both like to embrace the style of.
I was just about to say exactly the same thing. I love a bit of hidden Disney, yeah.
Yeah, and it's got two really deep pockets at the front, which are really stylish. It looks fantastic. It's a really cool dress. My one big thing is, I don't think it's going to be a particularly flattering dress if you're of a larger waisted or busted type of figure, because the way it's cut, because if it's quite high-waisted, I think the old boobage might just sort of spill over the waistband, and it might not be as flattering as it could be.
Could be, yeah. I suppose it's trying to, in my mind, it's trying to evoke the turn of the century kind of era, that, or the 1920s type thing. I don't know. I'm getting sort of railroad vibe off it, as in people who would have been working on the trains, that sort of, yeah. Find it difficult to describe, but I know what you mean, Michelle. I think it's definitely one of those ones I'd have to try it on before I bought it.
I think sizing seems to be a problem from the reviews that I've been able to read as well. That it's really difficult, particularly if you're quite petite and not very tall like myself. It does run quite long. And I gather that's a bit of an issue. There is a Walt Disney World version of it as well, so you can pick up either, but unfortunately for us guys in the UK, it's only on Shop Disney USA, like the majority of the Shop Disney dresses, unfortunately.
Well, yeah, we have to resign ourselves to looking at things online and drooling over them and dreaming about them, don't we?
Yeah. But saying that, and this is a little bit of a tenuous link to something that I was able to do over the Christmas period. As I said, Tom and I hadn't really bought anything much for each other. We were saving our pennies. Well, as you do on Boxing Day, I look on the Christmas sale on the old Disney website for the UK, because we can't go to our shops anymore because there's only one in England. And lo and behold, one of the Department 56 houses was available, and I was like, oh my word, amazing. And it had a third off. And as you know, these are quite pricey items, and I thought, oh, with a third off, I'll buy myself that as a little, gift for myself for Christmas.
Yeah.
So I put it in my basket and then forgot about it, and things happened. Went back the next day, sold out.
Oh, no.
And I was like, you stupid girl, what's the rule, Michelle? If you see something, you buy it.
Get it.
Yeah, because you know this in Disney parks. You go, oh, I love that. Go back. No, it's not there anymore.
Yeah.
So I kicked myself, and I spoke to lovely Caroline Gray, and she said, look, Michelle, keep trying. They might restock. So the next day, nothing. The next day, it was back in stock again.
Ooh.
And I ordered it. Brilliant. But that's not the bit I'm talking about. The bit I'm mentioning really is they have a beautiful Alice in Wonderland range on the website at the moment. And I showed you the pictures yesterday, didn't I? So beautiful. And there's a cookie jar and it's got like a golden lid and beautiful iconic scene from Alice in Wonderland with the beautiful pansies and Alice, and it's not to be used as a cookie jar. I was going to use it on my dressing table to put bits and bobs in, maybe some makeup cleansing pads and things like that. And I just thought, it was £11.
Wow, that's a good buy.
And I just thought, that's been reduced from like £40. That is a really good buy there, Michelle. So you have to have it.
Would be rude not to, yeah.
So I went on and I clicked and I bought that as well. And I qualified for the 2021 Disney Christmas key. Brilliant. Well done. And then I just thought, I'll just see if there's any bargains on the USA Disney website. And I can, maybe ask one of my American friends to look after it till I go over in the summer.
Yeah.
The very same cookie jar came up on the Disney Store website at $38.98, reduced from $54.99.
Wow, and even taking into consideration exchanges, that's still a lot more than the UK version for a change.
I had to look at other things, and they have a set of Haunted Mansion Minnie Mouse headband ears designed by a famous designer, and for the moment a name just has bobbed out of my head. $34.99 reduced to $20, $19.98. I looked on the UK website because I'd bought them. £5.99 on the UK website.
Wow, that's really unusual because normally we tend to be on the wrong end of that sort of thing, don't we? The UK site normally tends to be, or what you seem to find is if it's $11.99, it will be £11.99 over here, which obviously by the time you take into consideration exchange rates, it's not quite the same deal. So that's unusual that we're getting things significantly cheaper.
Very interesting. It just puzzled me anyway. So next thing I've got is I think you want to share for a few moments your thoughts on the Galactic Star Cruiser.
All right. Okay. So where do I start on the Galactic Star Cruiser? So we all know that Disney are loving their Star Wars at the moment. I'm very excited because as we record this today, me and Sam will be sitting down later on to watch the Book of Boba Fett on Disney Plus. Very excited for that coming out. And I was intrigued, always have been intrigued by the Star Wars Galactic Cruiser. This is the hotel that you can pay to go to for, I think they're promoting it as 2 days, 2 nights, an immersive experience. So we've been keeping an eye on it. And then the first video came out, which was like a little bit of a promo. It had an actor from Meet the Goldbergs who I have watched but didn't rate his particular performance in the advert. And the advert has since been scrapped by Disney.
It disappeared.
It disappeared.
Well, not unless you called Fipsy.
Well, we can still find it on the good old internet. And they also released a video that was sent out to, as far as I understand it, anybody that had booked the Galactic Cruiser experience had been sent this welcome video, which again Disney pulled from the internet. Now, we had the pleasure of showing you these 2 videos, didn't we, yesterday, Michelle?
Oh my word.
Yeah, they leave a lot to be desired. I mean, to be fair, the production values of both of them were not great. The acting in both of them was not great. But I think
I'd say the acting was somewhere between ham and cheese.
Yeah, and that's being polite, I think, Michelle. The problem that I can see from a Star Wars fan point of view, and having watched quite a few people on the old YouTube express their opinion, and from what Simon has said as well, the Galactic Star Cruiser does not look Star Wars. It looks more Star Trek-y. It looks more like something you'd see in Epcot Future World, as in years gone by, or something you'd see in Tomorrowland, something being futuristic, but it does not look Star Wars. And I think the problem is now is that people, having seen these 2 videos, are changing their mind about spending for a family of 4 for 2 nights on at the lowest point possible, $6,000. And what's happening if you go and have a look to see if you can book your two-night vacation is that the availability that in March, April, and May was pretty much non-existent. There's now lots of slots that have suddenly opened up, and it would appear that people are cancelling those booked times already. And I think it's because they've looked at what the videos have come out and gone, I'm paying $6,000 for that.
I know. I must admit, Jayne, as I was sat transfixed at the videos yesterday of the sort of bridge, it just looked like a whole lot of stations, like you get when you're going into test track, where everyone stands in front of the podium and you'll be told to press certain buttons at certain minutes, which is a bit like the Millennium Falcon attraction anyway. You basically jostled around for a bit, you press a button and that's it. That to me is the idea that there'll be maybe 16 of you all put into a room and it'll happen like that.
Yeah, and you might be the lucky one that gets to pull the handle that sends it into, warp speed or whatever. It's not warp speed, whatever it's called. Galactic speed, I don't know, hyperdrive, whatever. And the lightsaber training, it's a laser coming at you that you cross over with your stick. It really doesn't look exciting. The whole idea that you might be having some sort of big screen, I think I said to you yesterday, Michelle, it looks like Space Invaders on a big screen. I don't know how they're going to make it unique for you all, because like you say, I think there's going to be an element of X number of you shoved in a room to do it, and you could or could not be the lucky one to get to pull the right lever at the right time. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, the little welcome video did have a little caveat at the end, which kind of implied that the ship could get taken over at any point by rebels or by the Resistance or the First Order or whatever. And I guess that's perhaps part of it. But I'm kind of at a loss to see how they're going to make it completely immersive. Because if part of this experience is that you get to go to Batuu, and therefore you get, hopefully, fingers crossed, that guaranteed go on Rise of the Resistance and Millennium Falcon, surely once you get into Batuu, you're going to be taken out of that immersive experience because you're going to be in a theme park with everybody else in the shorts and t-shirts. I don't get how that transition is going to work unless they give you a slot at time of the day when nobody else is there. But then again, if how do you close off a park, that area of the park, to your other paying guests? I don't understand how they're going to do that yet. Because if it's going to be immersive, it needs to be immersive. And immersive, if they're going to the bother of taking you in a quotes unquote shuttle, which will be a bus with blacked out windows, from the hotel to the back entrance of Batuu, but once you get into Batuu, how's it going to work then?
I've no idea. And you mentioned that little video. That video was so reminiscent of Flight of Passage, where you go and have one pre-show and it's in that very same narrative, that very same tone, and then you go to another pre-show and it's again, I just said to you, Jayne, it's the blue people, and I know you've not been on that attraction as yet. I just said, oh my word, it's exactly the same tone. Anyway, we shall see, because we know of people, Mr. Len Tester from TerrainPlans.com, that will be travelling on the Star Cruiser in March, and we'll grab him on the show to come and have a chat with us all about his opinion, because we could all be wrong. It could be the best thing since crumpets with butter on top.
And I would like to be proved wrong, so come on, Disney, make sure you got it right, and that when you do open those doors, that it is that great experience for all those Star Wars fans out there. So yeah, Len, get on here as soon as you can when you've done it. I'd love to hear what you think about it.
Yeah. Now, I have a big worry at the moment, Jayne. On this show, we've not talked enough about food.
Have we not mentioned food yet? That's unusual.
I don't think we have. So I'm going to put some food in just for the sake of talking about food.
Because,
Typhoon Lagoon's reopening, whoopie-doo, but they're serving Dole Whip in many flavours. So let's just get over the fact that our water park is opening up again after such a massive closure, because they had to rebuild walls and then drain it and then scrub it clean because it went green with mould and whatever. It's now reopening, and they are going to have a new dessert bar menu at the Snack Shack.
Yeah,
and
Dole Whip.
And you can have a range of flavours, including mango, pineapple, lime and raspberry.
Oh, raspberry sounds nice. I like that.
And you can shake it up a bit and mix and match flavours.
Ooh.
And Jayne, it gets better. It's like Michelle's dangling that cherry on the top here. You can add, if you're over the eligible age of drinkage, tequila, coconut rum or dark rum to your custom treats.
I'm not sure whether alcohol as a thing. See, I don't understand why you want to have alcohol as a water park. For me, swimming and alcohol doesn't really go together.
I must admit, going on some of those water slides and then having an alcoholic beverage before that, yeah, but hey-ho, each to their own. Some people just want to sit on the beach, made beach, and just enjoy and relax and unwind and occasionally dangle the toes and go. Some people are nutters like us that want to go on every single attraction in the park.
Well, yes, but obviously my idea of going to a water park I suppose the idea, actually, let's be sensible about it, Jayne. So you could go round, you can do all your excitement and do all the water rides that you want to do, and then have a bit of chill out time at the end of the day with your ice cream, effectively, your Dole Whip, and then so nobody thinks you're being naughty. You could have a bit of alcohol thrown in and nobody would be in the wiser because it's in a Dole Whip.
Yeah, true. And they give and they take away.
Oh, what are they taking away?
Well, I have had this unconfirmed, but our wonderful friend Marla Chan has just posted earlier today, OMG, Citrus Swirl is off the menu.
No.
At the Magic Kingdom.
No.
Oh, yeah, it's not there. Now, it's on the website, but it's not actually in the park.
Well, they better get that sorted pretty darn quick.
Now, I am going to be speaking to our good friends who are there at the moment to see if they can find out. Tentatively, the sort of early buzz at the moment is it's a supply chain issue. They are hoping to start restocking again. Fingers crossed it does, because I was late to the Citrus Swirl game, I must admit. But now my palate really loves that tart oranginess nearly as much as a Dole Whip.
Well, I must admit, you see, I am kind of more of a Citrus Swirl girl than I am a Dole Whip girl, if truth be told. Oh, don't get me wrong, Dole Whip, I will have a Dole Whip when I can. But if I'm sometimes, there and you've got the choice of the two, I do tend to go the citrus route. Come on, Disney, get those supply chains sorted. We can't not have that on the menu.
Yeah, well, we'll see what we can find out, and hopefully by the time the show's released, I'll have an answer of what's happening on the Citrus Swirl. Anyway, lovelies, we've hit the 33-minute mark, so I am going to sort of say, hey up, let's say Happy New Year, Happy 2022. Thank you for being with us on the ride of 2021. It's been a darn good roller coaster, hasn't it? Let's hope we have, if we're going to compare 2021 to 2022 and think, what would we like 2022 to be more like? I think I'd like it more like It's a Small World without the music. So slow, gentle, relaxing, and not with the annoying squeaking in my ear from the politicians.
Yeah, a nice calm cruise ride would be nice, wouldn't it?
Oh, absolutely. No more of this malarkey with variants and whatever. So, lovelies, we wish you well. Thank you for staying with us. Thank you for being such amazing, wonderful friends that you have now become over the years of holding our hands through our life with Disney. We really do appreciate it, particularly our Patreon friends who have enabled the show to keep clear of all those adverts that we all like to speed up the podcast player to ×2 through. We've kept it clear of that. We keep it down to the Disney, and that's down to our Patreon supporters, so thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Find us on Insta and Twitter at DisDreamGirls. There's also the Disney Dream Girls podcast family page where we share our love of Disney with everyone. But until next time, and I won't say next week because we don't know when it's going to be, it's a goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from me.